Welcome back to Joe's Stunner Boxing. I want to talk a bit about Antony Joshua because I'm beginning to think we're not going to see him again. And I know that there's been talk of this ridiculous matchup with Jake Paul, which I barely paid attention to. It seems so stupid. If there's money to be made, I suppose it could occur. But in all honesty, does anyone want to watch that crap? I mean, I said the same when Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson, and the viewing figures were staggering. For whatever reason, this Jake Paul character captures people's imagination. I don't know why. He's never done anything that I would say warrants any kind of celebrity status, but there he is. He's got his fans, he's got his followers. I don't know why, but I suppose it is what it is, as the young people always say. But putting Antony Joshua in with him, I mean, that really is some serious bullshit. Come on. If Joshua is serious about carrying on his career, and I suppose I should say building his legacy, then this sort of circus act is just dreadful. I mean, Joshua, when he was blown out of the water by Dubois, what was his reaction the following day? It was to release a video in which he said, we go again, we regroup, we go again. In other words, I'm still here, I'm still in the mix, don't write me off, but if you want to write me off, do so and I'll prove you wrong. And we've seen absolutely nothing, no actions that back those words up. Joshua didn't take the rematch with Dubois. I didn't think he would, but there was some talk of him wanting it. And he had some niggling injuries or something. A couple of weeks ago, Eddie Hearn said you won't see Joshua. He's not even going to train for eight weeks because he's got some injury of some sort. It's all a bit vague. There's no real details been revealed, which of course gets people chattering. So I wonder if he's really beginning to think, do I need this? It was very intriguing the way he behaved after the defeat to Dubois, because even that video he released the following day, he was smiling, he seemed relaxed. It's almost like an enormous weight was lifted off his shoulders, where he thought, okay, I've been smashed to pieces, far worse than the first Ruiz fight. So what the hell? Now I've got no pressure on me. Now I can just do whatever the hell I want to do. And I'm not carrying the weight of expectation on my shoulders. And that can be quite a liberating feeling. It's kind of like when you've got this great unbeaten record and you lose for the first time. It takes the pressure off to remain undefeated, or a knockout streak, or whatever it may be that people keep yapping about. It takes a very special kind of fighter to carry on as per normal when everybody's yapping about you, especially if they're kind of slagging you off. And Joshua gets a lot of hate. I don't understand why, because he doesn't seem to me like to be a bad fella, and he looks all right to me. I mean, he sounds all right to me. He's very sort of clinical. He's very sort of media friendly. Maybe people think he's fake, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But he never ducked anyone. He did not duck Wilder, which some idiots still insisted. He didn't duck Wilder. Take your head out of your arse and breathe some real air. It was the other way around. Actually, I shouldn't say that, because it probably wasn't Wilder that ducked Joshua. It was Wilder's team that ducked Matchroom. 105 million for 2 fights on DAZN. Nah, we'll pass on that. But more fool you. Now look where Wilder is. He's earned millions, but he could have earned, tens of millions more. So this myth that he's come up with that Joshua ducked Wilder is total bullshit. Absolutely no. There's no empirical evidence for that whatsoever. Okay, so Joshua is someone I've always respected for ducking no one and for facing his mandatories and trying to accumulate all the belts. He tried desperately to become undisputed, and he didn't quite get there. He only got 3 of the 4 belts. Was he ever the best heavyweight in the world? You can make a case around about 2016, roughly 2017, perhaps he was. But I always thought Tyson Fury, when they were both undefeated and at their peaks, I always thought Tyson Fury, if he could avoid the power early, would possibly outpoint Joshua, outbox him. And of course, Usyk, when he moved to heavyweight, it was all over for everyone because Usyk has proven himself to be by far the best heavyweight of his era, of this era. Now, Tyson Fury is retired, or in inverted commas retired. He'll probably come back. But Joshua, I think what we might see is, it's possible anyway, what we might see is what happened with Nassim Hamed, who lost to a Spanish fellow whose name escapes me after losing to Barrera. He lost to Barrera and got widely outpointed there and basically beaten up and a little bit humiliated. Not before time either, the way he used to behave. But he then fought. We had one more fight where I think he won the IBO title, won on points, and then he just stopped fighting. And it's possible Joshua could do that. Now, on the other hand, probably a more likely scenario is that he will be lured back because he's still a colossal name with millions and millions of dollars on the table. And even if you've earned 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, if they offer you tens more, it's hard to say no. But that's going to require more than just some pathetic gimmick fight with Jake Paul, or bearing in mind Joshua's age, he's in his mid-30s now. What's he going to do? Is he going to rebuild again? Is he going to have another 3 or 4 fights against B- fighters in order to build up a fight with, I don't know, what would it be? I don't know, rematch with Dubois, rematch with Parker, third fight with Usyk. I mean, whatever it is, it's going to take him time, and it's probably time he doesn't have a lot of. And if there's one thing I would definitely avoid, I mean, I would openly avoid, it is becoming fodder for the likes of Moses Atauma or, one of the other kids. I wouldn't mind seeing him in there with Justice Hooney, to be honest with you, because I don't rate Hooney. And I think Joshua's confidence is going to be around the ankles right now. But something like a Justice Hooney would tell us where he is, where he's at the moment. I wouldn't put him in with Atauma. Atauma's a freak. Completely untested, by the way, Atauma. But sometimes, so was Mike Tyson for his first 20 whatever fights. But you could just tell it was the manner in which he was getting his work done. And I get the same vibe watching Atauma as I do when I watched Mike Tyson coming up all those years ago. There's just something, there's that X factor there where you think, okay, sometimes all that glitters isn't gold, but nevertheless, there's something special about this kid. A fighter like Justice Hooney, it sounds like I'm picking on him. I'm not picking on him. I think he's a decent enough fighter. He's kind of like a B- level fighter. He's an okay fighter, but I think, okay, yeah, he's got some talent, he's got some ability, but he ain't going to tear up any trees. So if Joshua wants one of the younger ones, and let's be honest, most of them at this stage of his career are younger fighters, then that'd be a good international fight. But I don't know. I wonder where his head's at. And God Almighty, I mean, we've said this so many times about Joshua, how brittle, psychologically brittle he seems, how he constantly second guesses himself. I mean, you have to ask who's training him. Is Ben Davison still training him? I think Ben Davison might have left. If that's the case, who else is going to train him? All this stuff adds up. This lack of. It's got to have a lack of confidence now. I mean, when he gets back in that ring, he's going to get flashbacks to being smashed to pieces by Dubois. So all this adds up to create the suggestion. Anyway, I'm not saying. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not saying this is absolutely the case, but it creates the suggestion that Joshua he may well walk away. He may well walk away, and he may well say, "I've had enough now. See you later." I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to put him in with the winner of Hrgović versus Joyce. You're going to put him in with Frank Sanchez. You're going to put him. How many of these would you pick Joshua to win at this particular point of his career as a comeback fight? Not many, is it? But I don't know. What do you think? Give me your comments below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. I don't mind. Choices. In life, we have choices. But thank you for your time. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Always nice to speak to you, and bye for now.